bring in Chuck Todd, NBC political director, moderator of Meet the Press, who was listening to that. So where do we net out on this?
I'm sorry, Matt. You banged your head against the wall. I think we're going to have to go in there and treat wounds or something.
It is confusing.
It is confusing, and it's more confusing by the day, especially when he won't say that. And I think it gets to the root of the problem here of this deal. Whatever you want to describe this deal.
Let's say there's no deal, there is a deal, whatever.
Right.
If there is a deal, Chuck, is it too late?
Yeah, I think it is too late. I want to show you. Look, Donald Trump is basically just under 400 delegates away from the magic number. That's where we have him right now. He's at 845. When you look at what we're staring at today, and this is why I think this deal, if this deal had been cut a month ago, then all of a sudden, John Kasich, I think, would have won Maryland. I think he could have won Pennsylvania. And it's possible he could have won Connecticut. This was not going to be a good night for Ted Cruz, not good. But they didn't cut that deal. And instead, Donald Trump's going to sweep tonight. Donald Trump's probably going to win 95 delegates tonight. He's going to cut what he needs down. Literally, he needs 400. Now he's going to need only 300, only 50% of remaining delegates, all because they couldn't cut this deal. When you asked John Kasich that question a month ago, if they had cut it a month ago, we'd be in a different situation. Now, they're doing it out of desperation. Kasich was honest about that. Hey, it's a resource issue. Money wasn't coming into either campaign. They had to do that.
Real quick, did Kasich try to cut that deal, but the Cruz folks didn't want to do it?
The Kasich campaign has been trying to cut this deal for 6 weeks. And the Cruz people finally did it, looking at the polling numbers, simply in Indiana. They did it out of, the only way they could win Indiana is get Kasich out of the way.
Swipe the board for us again. I want to talk about Pennsylvania on the Republican side, okay?
Yes,
Did
sir.
you get to that one?
Yes, I'm getting there. Here you go. So, today, only 17 are available. The most interesting people are going to be these 54 unbound delegates that we're looking at here, because they get directly elected. They don't have to vote how the state voted. Now, 60% of them in a poll said they would support the winner. And if that's Trump, that's there. But if Trump is short 1237, these could be the 54 most powerful people in the Republican Party. Forget what happens to the rest of these delegates.
Because those delegates actually are on the ballot.
Yeah.
And Chuck, finally, let's talk about the Democrats. Right. Obviously, a lot of delegates up for grabs. Bernie Sanders still thinking he has a path.
No, he really doesn't. I mean, he's admitting that it's a very narrow path, and I think tonight, you know, he'll win a couple states. He probably wins Rhode Island, could win a Connecticut, maybe and do very well in Pennsylvania, but she's going to win more delegates tonight, again, because she dominates in a couple of other states. So she will actually net more delegates tonight, even if he wins more states, which has sort of been the story of this primary campaign for him.
So was there a deal or wasn't there a deal?
I don't know. Again, I feel like you banged your head against the wall for everybody this morning.
Chuck.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.